Man,
We fucking suck now,
y'all started out pretty hot though, right?
man. Yeah, and then fucking injuries out the ass. Again, we're basically playing a fucking Orlando G League team.
Are you serious?
Pretty much.
Like what? Okay, so who all down for y'all?
Fultz, Fournier, Bamba still in and out. Gordon ain't 100%. Okiki's already out.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's damn near half our fucking rotation.
But when
Fucking starting Dwayne Bacon.
but when y'all get y'all squad back, y'all typically be doing pretty good.
We should, but then Isaac's still out. Michael Carter Williams, I think, is still out.
Bro.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, y'all literally scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Pretty
Like,
much.
it ain't much y'all can do about
It's
that.
only so much Vooch can do. Vooch had, I think, like 35 and 14. But there's only so much he can do.
Right.
Fucking Kevin Durant dropped 42.
Damn.
James Harden had fucking triple-double.
Did you see the picture where they showed him he was fat in Houston, now all of a sudden he's skinny now? I say, come on.
Tell you, all the motherfuckers ain't shit. Man. He ain't shit. Kyrie Irving ain't shit. Because as far as I'm concerned, he destroyed his trade value so that he wouldn't be included in that deal
Right.
for Harden.
Got you.
I still don't think it's going to work, though.
No, I mean, while they have all of that, do they have depth?
No.
That's the biggest
They
thing.
have no bench whatsoever.
As you know, it's good enough to get you to the playoffs, but once you get to the playoffs and them games start coming up late in the season and you got to play back to back quite a bit, it starts to show.
Mm-hmm.
It starts to show. I don't know if they got it in them.
I don't know either. The whole fucking team's just a nut job. It's a train wreck waiting to happen. This shit is a train wreck waiting to happen.
He said a nut job.
I'm telling you. And a nut job of sitting on the bench was not playing. Wait until Kyrie get back in there. Because Kevin Durant has proven that he can be an unselfish player.
Right.
But first of all, when I first was hearing about this bullshit, I was like, okay, this is just like the stupidest trade ever.
Right.
Because essentially James Harden and Kyrie Irving do the exact same thing.
True.
And you want to go get another one.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, he's another headache, too.
Mhm.
Probably not as much of a headache as Kyrie,
Right.
but he's another headache.
Right.
Why?
Because, bro, name value, he can score. I guess they feel like they're going to just run people out the building with scoring.
I guess. We're going to see.
It's
We're
going
going
to
to see when Kyrie get back. We're going to see. That's all I'm going to say. We will see when Kyrie, because what's James Harden going to be doing? He going to be spotting up in the corner? He's going to be over there chilling?
I doubt it. All it's going to take is for him to get a couple of games where he don't get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's going to take. So it's going to be interesting to say the least.
And you know, it's real simple. The solution for that team is actually real simple.
Okay.
To where I think they could actually do something. I know it'll never happen.
All right.
But if they were to actually do something, the solution is simple. If James Harden came off the bench,
Like he did when he was in OKC.
that literally would solve everything. That solves their not having anybody on the bench.
Right?
And then on top of that, that's scoring off the bench.
Right.
That solves everything. I know it ain't gonna happen, but literally
Not gonna
would. But
Not going to do it.
nah.
Egos, all of that, playing time, want to play, not going to happen.
Nah, not whatsoever. And I know how it gets whenever we start talking about sports. The women just start drying up. Ladies, we talk about y'all enough.
Yes.
Shit that caters to y'all enough. Let us have our time. All right?
It never hurts. You might learn something. It might engage you. You might be like, oh, okay, that's what they was talking about. It'll bring up a conversation for you to have with your boo in the future.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, go tell your dude right now exactly what I just said about, I think James Harden should come off the bench. I think that would solve everything. Bet you one of two things going to happen. He's going to look at you like, where the fuck did you hear that from? Like, knock your head outside. Or he's going to be like, man, girl, take the panties off. Let's go.
Just
Shit.
like that. 50-50 chance. That's better than nothing, ladies.
I'm trying to tell you.
Better than nothing. He might ask you who the fuck you been talking to.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Or, okay, so you been keeping up. You care about what I care about.
we all know he going to be like, who the fuck you hear that
Who
from?
where the fuck you get
What nigga
that
was
from?
you talking to
Right.
that told you that shit?
Because I know it wasn't me. That's exactly what he going to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's exactly what he gonna say. You right.
Yeah. I don't know a nigga alive that. I mean, me. I like women that are in tune with their man, so they try. Because I know me, even if it's not something I'm initially interested in, if I know my chick fuck with it, I'll give it a shot, see what it's all about. So I know I'm in tune with women that do the same thing. Right. So if I was rocking with a chick and she came, spitting, something out like that, I'd oh yeah, that's dope. I didn't think about that. Chances are I probably did, but I'll at least try to make her feel better.
Exactly.
Especially if it's something basketball related. I'll try to make her feel, get the hell up out of here. Shut your mouth and keep on talking. There you go. Shit, but
she gonna walk out there all proud. My baby, he happy about that. Look at him. He didn't even know that, and I knew that. That's going.
And so that's me. That's how I am on
right.
that shit. But I know a lot of niggas ain't gonna think that way.
Hell no.
And I'm like, who the fuck was you like a woman's not capable of coming up with this shit?
Exactly. That's the reason why it grinds my gears when it comes down to like female announcers, female coaching, female analysts. A lot of guys give them a hard time as if they don't have two eyes, they don't have perception, they can't study, they can't know the game of basketball, football. That's just like, who is that? Becky Hammonds for the Spurs. They're like, oh, will she be the first female male NBA coach? Okay, if she was, so what? She worked hard, she played the game, she knows the ins and outs, she has a great mentor.
And she's learning under arguably the greatest NBA coach of all time. I know a lot of y'all say Phil Jackson. Mm-hmm. Phil Jackson never had to work with what Greg Popovich had to work, in my opinion.
Right.
As far as teams, building them up. A lot of teams Phil Jackson coached, they were already just like
ready-made.
Right there.
Ready-made.
He never stuck around long enough to where he had to build a team up. I guess you could say Chicago.
Right.
But, I mean, all it took really was one piece, and that was Scotty. And that team was right there.
That's true.
But yeah, she's arguably learning from the greatest NBA coach of all time, one of the greatest basketball minds of all time, and shit. Some of y'all need to humble yourselves. Fuck that bullshit. Because I tell you right now, Doris Burke knows more basketball than a lot of you fuckity fucks running around. I'm not ashamed of it. She probably know more about basketball than me.
Right.
I'd be willing to test my knowledge against her.
You'll give it a go.
I'm a fucking basketball junkie, dude.
Right.
Shit. Only thing, I wouldn't even say I know anything more than basketball. Music comes close, but basketball is. If you think my music shit is something, basketball, I'm a fucking basketball junkie.
Right.
So I'd be willing to test my knowledge against. But damn it, yeah. She knows some shit. She would smoke a lot of niggas up under the table, whatever. Same thing with Becky Hammond. Same thing with a lot of these women that play in the WNBA. They will smoke y'all's asses in shit.
All they need is a chance.
Mm-hmm.
All they need is a chance, and they're not asking much. The question is, will guys be able to push their egos out the way in order to make that happen?
Nope. I can answer that.
Right. Just not going to do it.
Too many niggas are too prideful.
Right.
Way too prideful. And they just can't take it if a woman knows something. Man, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love a smart woman.
Oh, man. There's nothing.
I love a smart woman.
When
shit.
A woman could bring a topic to the table that I'm not familiar with, that I don't know nothing about, it is very intriguing because that means that it starts a new conversation, adds more depth to the conversation than we previously had. That's just like, man, Angel Face. We could talk about politics. Sure, we could talk about the latest TMZ gossip, all that shit like that. But to be able to sit down and hold a full-blown conversation about today's news world, and she'll pick up and she'll slide something in there that I didn't even know about, that I missed. And like you say, you get that feeling of, oh, shit, okay, I missed that. For real, what happened? Then they able to break it down to you step by step by step. That goes a long way, fellas. Like you say, fellas, you'll learn something.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't make it a practice of wanting to be to interact with women where I got to dumb myself down for them.
Right.
I can't fucking do it. Mm-mm. If for no other reason, I'm too much of a dick to do this. Number one, and number two, a certain aspect that comes into that is having to have patience to deal with that. And I'm a Sagittarius. Patience is not my strong suit whatsoever. I'm not gonna dumb myself down to make you feel better. Sorry.
Right. It just doesn't work.
If you can't keep up with the conversation, then bye. Kick rocks. Later loser. Arrivederci. Whatever. I'm not doing it. Dude. Shit.
But they say patience is a virtue, P-Mac. She just wants you to just walk with her.
On
understand
that,
with her.
fuck that bullshit.
You say miss me with
Miss
that.
me with that.
Oh shit.
So it has been a long week, but we
Just
back.
like that.
Episode 63, pretty sure something like that. If not, fuck it. As always, it is your boy, Bag Up P-Man.
Hey, it's your boy, that walking holiday He-Man.
And we back. I don't know why I just randomly thought about this, but I'm a little off, so my brain just goes to different places all the time. Ladies, these guys that y'all be calling bro all the time. I just have a question, and I'm sure you know what my question is gonna be, because we come from the same cloth,
Right, same wavelength.
These dudes that y'all call bro, how many of them have y'all fucked or wanted to fuck?
That is a very damn good question.
I'm just curious.
That is a very valid question.
Because I know me from experience. I know a lot of women that have called me bro have I've either smashed before or they wanted to smash.
Yes.
So I'm just curious, how many of these guys that y'all, oh, my bro doing this, my bro doing that. I know what the fuck that means. I know what it means.
That is a very valid question.
It is, because it literally, I don't know if this is just the era we are in now, but it's my bro this, my bro that.
Right.
Just saying.
And like you say, how many have you smashed? And fellas, have you ever been upset if you found out you're not the only bro? Like if you, then another dude come up, this my bro, and you like, hold on, I remember her introducing me as her bro to this other cat, so on and so forth.
I had her dangling from the chandelier. So what the fuck this
nigga doing? Oh damn! Is there a bro limit? How big is your family? If you got that many damn siblings, if you got that many bros, how many you done ran through, or as you said, thought about running through? I think that is a very fair question.
We need
answers. We need them.
To know.
Yes.
Because I just know, and y'all know that I know. Y'all know that I know. Y'all giving it up to some of them. And if you haven't, you thought about it. You don't hit me with that bullshit. No, that's just really my bro. That's my play. Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that.
The thought at least come up once. What would happen if, just this once, what happened if me and such and such did smash? Now, you may have reeled yourself back into your senses and be like, nah, me, I'm cool, nah. But at one point in time, it was at least a little inkling of a feeling where you thought about smashing your so-called bro.
Yep.
At least once. So that is a very good question. How many though? That's what I want to know. How many? Single digit? Two hands? I don't know, two. Two hands?
But you know what's gonna happen?
What's that?
They're gonna duck and dodge that motherfucking question like Lil' Kim was on stage, doing all that bullshit. They gonna duck and dodge. You know they not gonna answer shit because they too chicken shit.
Which blows my mind because we grown. We grown. It is no judgment. That's just the equivalent of, like, say for instance, y'all, because what ladies fail to realize is that y'all can ask us the same questions that we ask y'all. Now y'all may not like the answers, but we still gonna give it. Now, sure, you have some tender dicks out there that may not be able to handle the truth. If you was to sit up there and tell them, I smashed about 10, 12 bros. Okay, that's your business. That's your business. You grown. Your sex life is your sex life. And especially if you're not tied down. But just, like you say, out of curiosity, I think that is the most, not judgment, but just curious. I find it very intriguing, to say the least.
Yes. Because I take it back. I do know a few cats that do it. I'm not one that chooses this particular vernacular.
Right.
I don't go saying, "Oh, that's my sis."
No.
Just not really my vernacular. I don't participate in that. I know a few guys that do.
Right.
And same question, fellas. If you go say, "Oh yeah, that's my sis right there,"
right?
You wanted to smash. 100%. I already know. I ain't even got to ask you. I already know. I know how men think. I know how men think.
Say at least
So
one point in time it done came up.
Mm-hmm.
At one point in time. I think those words, bro and sis, come into play for that closeness, to explain that those mutual feelings, or to be in the vicinity of each other, to still open up the door, the opportunity to eventually smash.
Right.
That is what I'm thinking. Because if you say, "Oh, that's just my homeboy," oh, that's fair game. You know, he or she is like, "All right, yeah, that's my homegirl, that's my homeboy." Oh, so I can still holler, yeah. But when you be like, "Oh, that's my sis, that's my bro," it's a little bit a connotation of being closer. Oh, I got to tiptoe around this one because, you know, this one is more special to him or her than a homegirl or a homeboy. So, like you say, you don't create the vernacular, but I think it's powerful in its own little way, little right.
Yeah, most definitely. And we've actually just stumbled into a little topic that is extremely interesting. I think it does need to be talked about. People that do have those close friendships with someone, and they risk it for something more.
Right.
At what point are you like, I don't want to risk the close friendship that we have,
right,
by potentially trying to become intimate, and then it not works out, and then it ruins this closeness because, you know, I use the term, you like my sis, you're like my bro,
right,
because we are so close, even though we're not fucking none of that, we just get along real well,
right.
But then you spend enough time. If you spend enough time around somebody that is not your blood, that somebody that is attractive, you will become attracted to them in another way.
Right.
Almost like proxymetrics.
Yeah.
You know, almost like if, let's say, maybe this is a false parallel, but I'm just going to go and throw this out there anyway. Let's say you get a spot, and then you get a roommate,
right? And
she is a female.
Right.
Y'all living together for a whole year. At some point, even if when she first moves in, you have no physical attraction to her whatsoever.
Right.
At some point in that year, you're going to become attracted to her.
Because it's, like we say, proxymetrics. It just tends to be that way. Now, I'm not trying to wake up dead. Angel Face, you already heard him say this ain't gonna happen, just for future reference. But you're absolutely right. That is just the way that it is. That is, even if you start out not wanting to, you'll start to notice or pick up or see different things, whether it's the way they change or the way they walk, smile, do certain things you pick up on, and it only becomes natural that you become attached to that person. Now, a lot of people gonna come out there and be like, "Nah, no, I wouldn't. And no, I don't even." Yes, you would. Yes, you would. That's only natural. Not saying you will fall head over heels. Not saying that you would be deeply in love with them. Not saying that you would give up your firstborn. No. But thoughts, it's only natural that thoughts would pop up to the point to where it's like, okay, well, damn, he's pretty cute. Damn, she look good. Okay, you finna go out. Okay, I'll see you. Things will pop up. It's only human nature. Now, what you do with those thoughts, that's a totally different thing. But proxymetrics is absolutely real. Point blank, period.
Yeah. And whew, it's got to be a rough situation to be in if you are thinking about pursuing something more. Because again, you don't want to ruin it.
Right.
And if you try and it doesn't work out, then the friendship pretty much is
shot.
It's pretty much shot at that point. You know, it's not like if y'all, you know, y'all be around each other, maybe y'all slept on one night and y'all just fucked.
Right.
Now that could mess it up too. I'm not saying it couldn't.
Right.
But that's not the same as if y'all y'all actually start dating and y'all try to see what can happen, and then maybe one of y'all cheats or something, and then it doesn't. The friendship will never be the same.
No.
After that, like if y'all just fuck, you know, y'all might
be able to say
might not feel comfortable around each other initially.
Yeah, because you have so many different avenues or excuses or barriers to protect yourself with. You know, she ain't had nothing in a while, I ain't had nothing in a while. We just decided to get it out. Mutual masturbation in that regard. Yeah. I was drunk, she was drunk, boom, that happened. Then, you know, you can find some built-in excuses to cover that. But if you get to feeling each other and you dating and something comes out of that, like you say, that is that's definitely irreparable.
Yeah.
In that regard. So the question that I have is there any guilt behind introducing this person as a bro or a sis to somebody? Say for instance you're in a relationship, and ladies, you're in a relationship and you sit up there and you come across one of your bros. Do you introduce him as the person that, yeah, you know, this is such and such? Then later move on, be like, yeah, me and him slept together. Because I'm a firm believer in this. If I slept with somebody and we see them out, I'm going to introduce, we're still going to talk, but then I'm going to let it be known that, yo, we smashed. We slept with each other. I'm not going to hide and be like, oh, no, that's my sis. That's just my girl. Me and my homegirl. That's my sis, you know. No, I'm going to be honest, because I feel like that person, I don't want to make Angel Face look like a fool. I don't want it to look like this woman has something over my girl. So my question is, ladies, when you got your boo thing, your man, and oh boy, your bro, is there any guilt that you introduce him as such, knowing that he had your legs in the ceiling fan, had your feet in the ceiling fan? Is there any type of guilt that you feel about that as introducing him as such, knowing that he still wants to fuck you 9 times out of 10, he still wants to put some chorizo on you, but yet you are introducing this man as your bro, knowing that you're in a full committed relationship and he still wants to get in you?
Hot damn me.
We want to know.
Leave the comment. Like, just let us know.
Let us know. That's all we're asking. Is it because I'm pretty sure, because sometimes guys' egos are fragile. That's just facts. Is it because you feel like he'll be hurt, he'll be angry, that he'll be upset if he told you? Ladies, as a matter of fact, how many of y'all have told your man that you saw just in public, just random in public, that he introduced y'all, had something going on before, and then he leaves, y'all go y'all way, that you've told your man that you smashed him? Have you ever just been that honest to the point to be like, yeah, you know what, me and him, I'm not gonna lie, we had something going on. We had something going on. Do you do it to protect his ego, to prevent an argument? Do you think he'll break up with you? Because I feel like if it happens before we hooked up, I have no say so over that. None. Absolutely, point blank, period. None. So that just intrigues me. Do you let him know? Do you talk to him about it? Or do you just be like, nah, we just cool. That's it.
And on the flip side of that, specifically fellas, because I feel like it's more so with the fellas, but I'm talking to everybody here. Mm-hmm. What is your thought process behind getting pissed off at your significant other letting you know, for you, so that it's not something that comes out later on and, you think they was trying to hide it or something.
Right.
What is your thought process behind getting pissed off that they had somebody before you? Because I've never understood it.
Ever.
I've never understood that.
Ever.
I subscribe 100% wholeheartedly. Right. Everybody has a past.
Right.
Unless you fucking virgin, monk, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a past. I know. Mm-hmm. Whether y'all were actually sexually intimate or not, there was somebody before me.
Always. So
who am I to sit here getting mad? Because I got a fucking past too. So who am I to sit here getting mad that you was with somebody? I don't understand, but people will do this shit. I've seen it happen.
Bro, they get so
I don't
heated.
Understand it.
They get heated, bro. Heated, like to the nth.
Like, oh, you was with that nigga, huh?
Yeah, I'm like,
fuck that nigga got over me. I'm with you now.
Exactly.
What is I don't understand. Like,
if anything, I'm gonna get a good laugh out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing I'm absolutely grateful for is that Angelica's always been 100% honest with me when it came down to a previous relationship, what it was like, how it impacted her, and how our relationship now is different from before. And I get my rocks off of it because I'm like, damn, he fucked that shit up. tell me more. And on top of that, I feel like it boils down to a lot of times to confidence as a man. If you're confident, if you know what you bring to not only yourself as a person, but to the relationship that you're with, you wouldn't give two fucks about who she fucked before you at all. It shouldn't even be a blip on the radar. Y'all should be able to talk about it, have a good chuckle about it, and then move on. But if you get in your feelings because you're right, it just doesn't. Everybody's had a pass. Everybody's done some shit. Mm-hmm. So why you in your feelings, fellas? What brings that out? What is it about? Like I say, I think it's confidence and insecurity. Because if, say for instance, if you, the reason why I say insecurity is because you see this nigga, he look like Michael B. Jordan or Adonis or something like that. You're gonna be like, well, fuck. You're gonna be in there in the mirror telling me, posing and shit, trying to sit up there and you're gonna be up there trying to suck in your hippo. You're gonna get that Gold's Gym membership you're not gonna use, and then you're gonna be smart all the motherfucking time. Y'all get in an argument, yeah, go holler at that Michael B. Jordan looking ass nigga there. Go fuck with him then. That's what you finna go do. I know that's what you finna go do. But I think it's insecurity. When you're secure as a man, when you know that what you bring to the table, regardless of who she fuck with, before you shouldn't even matter. Shouldn't even register on the radar. Sure, you may ask questions, which is understandable. You're curious about anybody's past. You want to know not necessarily about their past, but them as a person as a whole. But the part that sticks out to me most to that question is, like you say, your feelings. What gets you so angry about it?
And ladies, we're not letting you off the hook on this either.
Oh,
because
no.
We know now it might pertain more to the fellas. Mm-hmm. At least I believe, right, from shit that I've seen. Right. But ladies, y'all not off the hook because y'all do that little petty shit too. What? Let y'all just not like a major league argument, nothing like that. But y'all, this a little snippiness. Y'all both just kind of being petty at each other. Right. And you be like, babe, you making that spaghetti tonight? Be like, nah, it was probably that bitch you introduced me to the other day. What?
Where the fuck that come from?
You the one said you was making spaghetti tonight. The fuck?
As soon as that happens, she go in there and change that shit to PB&J just so that she could tell you that. Mm-hmm. Must be that other bitch. Uh-huh. That other bitch. You right. They be queen petty out of that. They stretch that shit long for a long way.
Cause you know their favorite ask your little girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, just. So I want to know. We talking to everybody. What is your thought process behind it, if you are one of them that gets jealous or feels some type of way about your significant other's past? Mm-hmm. What makes you feel that way? That's what I want to know.
Very much so. Because in my mind, I feel like especially before you enter into a relationship, some of these topics should be broached. It should be already touched on. So that shit should be always all the way out the way. I mean, of course, a person not gonna tell you everything right off the bat. But I mean, touching on relationships, jump offs, and things like that should have already been kind of hinted at. That to where you shouldn't feel so hurt, blindsided, or angry if you see this person or it's brought up. Because as you said, everybody has a past. Everybody. Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. A person's past literally is none of your fucking business. Mm-mm. I get it. But there are certain things that, especially if it's somebody you're seriously interested in, right, that you need to know. Me, I'm not going to sit there and ask you about y'all sex life. No. That ain't none of my business. I don't give a shit.
At all. Period.
But I might ask you why it ended.
Yeah. And if sex happened to be the reason behind it, cool. But
then we can broach that subject. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I might want to get a little bit more in depth. Why? Okay, he did A, B, and C. That's why you feel this way. Got it. That's what I want to know.
Exactly. And it makes sense. Why? Because you will want to get as much background as possible when you're entering into a relationship. But even when you're in it that way, you're like, I saw how, like you say, A, B, and C may have affected you, hurt you, to the point to where you was willing to step away or walk away. Okay, let me take that information and make sure, apply that to our relationship, be cognizant of your feelings, emotions, and personal space to the point where I don't make those same mistakes. Because, fellas, it can't be no worse feeling to her when she says you're starting to act just like him, or you remind me of him. You know that.
Oh hell, break it loose then.
What's that part? So, yeah, I feel like that is worth touching on. Definitely worth touching on. So,
let us fucking know.
Please do. Help
us know.
Help us help y'all. Please. Because at the end of the day, it's all about knowledge. Mm-hmm. We're trying to help save y'all headaches.
And on top of that, we're seeking information.
Yeah.
Look, we know a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But we don't know everything.
At all.
And I'm always seeking information. I'm
Yes.
always trying to learn shit. This is something I want to learn.
Right.
Just fucking let us know.
Please.
We're reaching out. Let us fucking know. Shit.
Do that.
Shit.
Speaking of reaching out, right? So one of my homeboys, he reached out to me. He asked me a question. All right. So, and it was kind of thought worthy. He said, which one is more confusing to you? Okay. Saying an attractive, fine, beautiful woman with an ugly dude, or an unattractive guy, or a handsome, good-looking guy with an ugly female, or unattractive female. Which one, if you saw, you'd be like, what?
Okay. As you know, I like to throw the term waste out there quite a bit.
For the people who listen at home, if y'all don't know, P-Mac has been saying it for years. He would call out on it for a long time. He'll see it, he'll peep it, he'll say it. Waste. Just like that.
Mm-hmm. To clarify, a waste simply is when you see a fine ass chick, talking thoroughbred, dime piece, just looking like the Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Just like that.
With this motherfucking hot damn me Bushwick bill, nigga looking like skillet scrapings. That is a waste. Now, with that being said,
right,
what's more confusing to me is when I see a handsome guy with a female that is not so attractive.
Right on.
Reason being because men are more shallow than women. I think when it comes to physical appearance, women are a little more open-minded.
Right.
To, from my perspective, guys that are not that attractive. They may be attractive to them.
Right.
But I see some shit and I'm just like, waste.
Right.
But I do think women are a little bit more open-minded when it comes to physical appearance.
Right.
So when I see a guy that's wishing, I'm just like, Jinkies. Like, whoa, what the hell happened there?
What is really going on?
Is she paying your taxes or something?
It has to be something. It has to be something because you're right. Like when you, because for the record, I said the exact same thing. To me, it's more confusing to see a handsome guy with a unattractive woman.
As much as I throw waste out there, and I throw it out there a lot,
right?
It's always more confusing when I see a guy that is pretty handsome,
right?
I don't like using the word ugly chick,
right?
I say that more. I can be a little bit more inconsiderate when it comes to talking about an ugly dude,
right?
I don't like calling women ugly.
That's why. Let me reframe.
Less than attractive. To
Unattractive.
me.
Correct.
This is only to me.
Correct.
It's more confusing in that regard to me.
Me is, well, because for me, it also goes back to the whole, like we talked about before, men pick, women choose. So it's like when you have a guy, because typically, like we say, we throw out the room analogy. If a woman is in a room with 10 guys, she can have a peg leg, ivory teeth, fake teeth, an afro with a chin strap.
And some of the dudes could be gay.
Yeah, and guess what? At least 7 ain't them gonna be like, man, I still smash her.
Mm-hmm.
I at least do something with her. You reverse that role with a guy, average, an average guy, maybe 3, 4, if that. I'll be like, all right, well, we can see what it looks like. I know, probably 2 or 3. So when you have a handsome guy who knows that he has a better chance at getting on that upper level of the spectrum, where it goes from 2 to 3 to say 7, and yet he still falls in line with the lower, you're like, and also, if you, like, women have more outs. Now, allow me to clarify. When I say outs, I mean outs as far as sorting out the confusion. Not saying that they are right, but if you see a fine woman with a hurt dude, you're gonna be like, oh well, shit, he must got money. Oh well, he must be slanging something. Oh well, he must be famous. Oh well, different ways to where you can steer it in a direction towards understanding.
But I'll probably throw that in there too.
Right. Not saying it's supposed to match up, but like you say, it's still a waste. Whereas opposed to if you see a handsome guy with a unattractive woman, you're like, okay, she must be a sugar mama. And it typically kind of leaves from there because most people ain't gonna be like, oh, she must be got some of that good mushu. Well, this nigga's handsome. He could go get good mushu from anywhere.
Yeah.
And what do niggas mostly say? They be like, oh, pussy look the same when it's in the dark or whatever. Yeah. These things. So outside of that,
and complete side note on that whole statement.
Take us there, P-Mac. Take us there.
Only niggas that don't get pussy say that shit.
Yes.
If you getting pussy, you know, not all pussy is the same.
Not even remotely close. Not even remotely close. It is literally not even close. Not by any stretch of the imagination. That be them niggas that just be happy that somebody just happened to sleep with them. That's what that is. They are not accustomed to it. They haven't had variety. None of that. So like you say, that's the equivalent of saying all food tastes the same. No, you must ain't never had good Mexican food. You never had any of that. So no, it is not the same. No. Not by any stretch.
But yeah, it
Hey.
But yeah, it but yeah, it definitely is it's like you said, it's, you know, when he can go get some, it's just like,
right.
Be like, to each his own, but you just be like, how the hell that happened?
Exactly. What transpired through that situation? How did they end up hooking up? How did they connect? Because like you say, to a certain extent, well, to a large extent, men can be shallow. Most of the time, women are the ones that get the questions thrown at them about appearances, whether if a guy's ugly, could you still date him? You ask a man that 8 out of 10 times, most of the time, gonna be like, hell no. But at the same time, is it that we're being shallow or are we being honest?
I think both.
Both?
I think a little both. I say a little both.
Because a piece of me feel like women don't come out and say it because they're afraid of being seen as shallow. Yeah. Because for a woman, it is a negative connotation, which isn't fair. Isn't fair at all. So it makes sense.
And while we're on this subject, I just gotta get some jokes off real quick.
Oh damn! Fuck.
I've been kind of living in my own world as of late. A lot of shit going on. I haven't been on social media as much. Right. So I had a little spare time to kill the other day. Right on. I'm scrolling through, catching up on shit. Right. Click on this one girl page because I hadn't looked at her shit in a whole minute. So I clicked on the page. I was like, let me see what she been up to. Right on. I see she is in a relationship. Okay. With a dude.
Break it down for us, P-Mac.
It's the exact scenario we're thinking of. He's
a little bit,
you know, little facially challenged.
Got you.
It's all good. He's a nice fella, I'm sure. Here's why I bring this up. Me and this young lady, we were intimate a while back. Probably 7-8 years ago, something like that.
Right on.
And, she used to always tell me how handsome she thought I was.
All right.
So in the very back of my mind, somewhere back here,
Way back there. Okay.
I'm like, what is your definition of handsome then if you with this nigga?
Oh, Snikes.
I was like, what?
Just like that?
When I saw her, when I saw she was with him, I was like, Jinkies.
You had to pump the brakes a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I was like, shit, am I ugly? 'Cause I mean, shit.
Her choice is making you second guess your damn self. Oh, fuck.
I was like, whoa, shit. I ain't shit. I know I'm not shit.
Oh,
Self-awareness is
damn.
important. I know I'm a dick.
That
Get over
shit
it.
is too fucking funny, bro.
It was funny when I saw that though. I was like, yikes.
Like, what transpired since the last time we hooked up to now to lead you down this path?
I was like, I was like, okay, to each his own. Maybe he's a nice fella. I'm sure he's a nice fella.
Fella. Say he's facially challenged. Oh damn, man.
Oh man, yeah, that was definitely a good topic. That was a good topic. But yeah, that's where I stand on that. That's where the confusion always comes in for me.
No, I totally feel you on that.
So, friend of the show, Mr. Russ.
Right on. What it do, Russ?
Shout out Russ, one good time. You hit us with a topic a while back, so we can go ahead and discuss it. Essentially, it was how to let someone you love, how to let them go the right way.
Right on.
I'm gonna have to freestyle it, at least as far as my perspective.
Right on
it. The biggest thing for me would just be as brutally honest as possible, even if they hate you for it.
Yep.
And communicate that as well as you can. I mean, because there's gonna be no easy way to do that. If it's somebody that you love,
right,
there's gonna be no easy way to do it. So be as honest as you have ever been, and live with the consequences from there. I mean,
I'd have to agree with you 110% on that, because my whole thing is that you can roll that son bitch up in gold dust. You could put diamonds on it. You could tattoo it up with rubies. It's still going to hurt. It is you can dress it up. You can do whatever you want to. But like you say, when you love this person, it is not going to be easy. And the biggest thing is that when you tell them, first of all, let's be honest, face to face is always, it's the hardest, but it's the only way to go. Unless means dictate to where you can't. But if you're able to be around this person and you see them doing it face to face, it's the only way to go about doing it. Not over the phone, not through text message, none of that.
A lot of y'all need to quit that shit too.
For real.
I know a lot of y'all just be breaking up left and right with people over text messages.
Oh, come on, man. That's not the way to go. It's just not. And the thing, my theory has always been, I'd rather you hate me but respect me. Because eventually you will stumble across the point in times to where you realize, once that feeling subsides, because I know a person that's probably angry a lot, but not hateful a lot. Yeah. So when a person is hurt, sure, they're going to be angry. They may even be somewhat hateful at that moment, especially if they feel like that they sacrifice so much and that gets dropped on them. They are going to feel some type of way. But at least they can say, I respect this person because they told me. Now, if this person has made sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice after sacrifice, then all of a sudden they get dropped on them, I can see how that can be frustrating. That can be difficult. But at the same time, you have to be brutally honest. And you have to be able to, like you say, communication is key. Were you able to voice your displeasure throughout the relationship and it was not heard? Or did you keep it on the inside all the way to the point where you got to a point to where it was like a breaking point and you was like, I'm done. Got to be able to communicate, but I agree 100%. You have to be honest. You have to be.
Got to, because it's at the end of the day, if you truly love that person, it's not fair to them if you're not honest with them.
Right.
Regardless of how much it may hurt them,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be maybe you love this person, but who knows? Maybe you met somebody else, whatever it is.
Right.
Let's go with that. Let's say you met somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest with them and just tell them that. Like,
Yes.
I love you, but I'm just not sure that I feel the same way about you anymore. I met somebody else that kind of making me question that.
Right.
And I have to go explore that.
Right.
Because it's not fair. It won't be fair to them.
Mm-mm.
If you sugarcoat it, if you, like you say, you dress it up, you lie to them, you tell them it's something else, maybe you tell them it's something about you, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to them.
It's not.
And if you truly love that person, you have to be brutally honest with them, even if they hate you for it, because that's their decision.
That's right.
I've always been a huge supporter of never take someone's choice away from them.
No.
Choose is the most powerful word in the English language. Never take somebody's choice away from them.
That's right.
Ever. Because in that situation, they will never forgive you for that shit. If you...
Not at all.
Because it's like, it goes back to, like, if you're first interested in a girl,
mm-hmm.
and maybe you're only wanting to have sex with her.
Right.
Which, I get it. It happens.
It happens.
You know, and it's not just men. It happens with women too. Maybe you see a guy, you just want to sleep with him.
Right.
Whatever. Do what you want. Don't lead that person on. Don't sit there and make them think it's more than what it is. And then as soon as you get what you want, you
dip out.
Wipe my hands with you. I'm done. I got what I wanted. Because now this person thinks it's more than what it is. Well, shit, I'm really vibing with her, and she just dropped me like, mother. I mean, we fucked, but it's just like, damn. Now you've taken their choice away from them.
Yep. Then let them decide.
Never take a person's choice away from them.
It is unfair. It's a punk stunt, to be quite honest, because you are trying to get what you want, but at the same time hide your intent. That's not the way that shit should work, not by any stretch of the imagination. And with you being brutally honest about possibly ending the relationship, you know, especially if, how can I put this? Especially if you brought it up multiple times along the way. And then you're just like, reach your tipping point and you're like, I just can't do this. This is hurting me more than it is helping me, especially if you feel like this one person is seeing all the benefits from certain things and you're not seeing anything. And you sit them down and you tell them, look, I just can't do this. And these are the reasons why. This is the reason why we discussed it. Will they be angry? Yes. Will they be upset? Yes. But who is to say that that won't be a moment for them to self-reflect? Once it's all said and done, once tears have been cried out, for them to give that opportunity to ponder your words and say, damn, I did do that. Damn, maybe it wasn't working out. Damn, maybe I need to grow in this aspect. Or be angry, get it out. And I've seen and heard from couples that had those exact same talks, and then they come back together later on, being better people, better relationship, and it ends up lasting. But it goes back to what you said, P-Mac, brutal honesty. And what a lot of people fail to realize is that you hear a lot of people state the fact that, oh, I'm real. I'm going to just tell you how I see it. I'm just going to tell you the truth. But in what way? Because you could tell a person the truth, but what is your motivation behind it? Is it to hurt this person? Because you got people that's brutally honest, but they do it to hurt somebody. Are you doing it for the benefit of both of you guys? Are you doing it? What is your motivation for being honest in this situation? Clear your conscience. What is it? So yes, be honest, but please do not sugarcoat it. Don't sit up there and flower it up. Just be like, look, we need to talk. We need to go ahead and have a discussion. It's not going to be easy. I'm be honest with you. We need to go ahead and have this conversation. Sit down like adults. Handle it like adults. Is it going to be tough? Because a lot of times people don't like being uncomfortable. And having a conversation like that is very uncomfortable, but necessary.
And it takes me to a saying I heard a long time ago. I was younger. growing older is mandatory, but growing up is optional.
That's right. One I live by.
What comes with as you get older, and if you two truly love each other,
Mm-hmm.
maybe if you're brutally honest with this person for why you have to go your separate ways, that maybe that is what you both need in that time to mature a little bit more on both ends. And then there's always that possibility where if you're brutally honest with that person, yeah, they may hate you in the moment, but like you said, after those tears have dried up and as you mature a little bit, you say, okay, that was exactly what needed to happen. Yep. You might end up coming back together at some point in life.
Very much so.
I'm a firm believer in shit plays out exactly the way it is supposed to.
Point blank.
I'm a firm believer of that. And maybe in that moment, you know, there's that old saying that you might meet the perfect person, but they're not perfect for you right then in that moment.
That's right.
So maybe that's what you need. You're brutally honest. Look, I can't do this right now for ABC. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but I know you may hate me, but that's just the way it is. I'd rather you hate me a little bit now than hate me a lot later. Like, this is what has to be done.
Right.
And then boom, however long, 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, y'all maybe link back up and boom, you're both a little bit mature. You both saw what needed to happen and how it was the best thing for you, and how much better off you'll be for it.
Exactly. Because sometimes you set the stage with the initial. Go your separate ways, then come and live a little or get some things situated and sorted out, then come back, then be like, boom. You don't have to worry about having to relearn this person. You don't have to worry about starting from scratch. At least you have some type of idea who this person is and can build from there. Then take what you applied from when you guys were separated, come back together, and grow from there. Yeah. So it is very, very important to be honest, especially if you feel like you're not getting what you need in that relationship. Because if you're just going to sit there and suffer, that does you no good. If anything, that causes you to start feeling resentment because you feel like this person is getting everything that they need and want, but you are not. So to prevent that from happening, if you feel like this person is shortchanging you, again, like we stated before, communicate that. Don't say you're doing this. Just say, I feel when you do this is how it impacts me. You're able to convey how you feel, how it impacts you, and the actions that this person may be taking, which cause them self-introspect. Oh, okay, I didn't see it that way. But if you hold on to it and this person is constantly doing the same thing over and over again, closed mouths don't get fed. Mm-hmm. How can they stop hurting you if you don't tell them? If you don't communicate that to them? But if you feel like that is still going on and you have to end it, like I say, it's better to end it being honest than to suffer and store resentment. So I agree. Brutal honesty.
Because I know me, I would much rather you tell me what you're feeling and why you're feeling this way. Not for me to fix it.
Right.
And when I say fix it, not like try to fix how you feel about it.
Right.
I'll fix what I'm doing that's making you feel that way.
Correct.
Because I care enough about you to do so.
Right.
But I can't do that if you don't tell me.
Exactly.
Last thing I want is for what I'm doing is hurting you and you resent me for it. But I don't even know what I'm doing.
Right.
So that's just me. I know a lot of people aren't mature enough to sit here and say, okay, look, this is what you're doing. This is what's hurting me. Mm-hmm. Now you either got to fix it so we can go forward or we can't do this no more. There's a lot of people not mature enough to say, well, you know what, fuck it, I'm not fixing it. I'm not fixing it. There's the people that are not mature enough to do that. I'm not one of them people. If I truly care about you and you tell me you did this.
Right.
Or like you said, I feel like when you do this, it makes me feel ABC. I'm the type of person, I'm going to do whatever I can to try to fix it or at least make an honest effort if it's something I can't fix. Right. I'm going to make an honest effort to fix it as much as I can. That's me.
Yep. I'm the exact same way. Because Angelica tells me, she told me before, she was like, the reason why I don't mind telling you how I feel, or if you're doing something that bothers me or hurts me, is because I have faith enough to know that you'll address it, that you'll try to fix it. And what that ends up doing is that when you show, or like you say, when you love somebody, you're going to try and do everything that you can to do right by them. And when you put forth the best effort to correct that problem that is offending or hurting this person, that strengthens that trust. That strengthens them wanting to communicate with you more. Why? Because they feel like they're putting forth the energy, the effort to not harm me. They see I got an owie. They're not constantly pressing that button. So that means they didn't attack me. They didn't say, "Oh well, you fucked up. You need to fix that. Damn, why you so pissed off about that? You need to chill." Da 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 da. That makes a person clam up. Why should I tell you anything if you're gonna attack me? So when you actually put words into action and try to fix it, that makes them grow their faith in you, their trust in you, their communication skills in you grow. They was like, okay, he did that, she did that. Let me take it another step. Okay, this is also later on. Well, this is kind of getting, kind of irking me a little bit. It's nothing major, but I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. Well, I'm glad that you did. Because that's the first thing, that if me and Angelica have a disagreement, if she tells me what's bothering her, I'm like, well, I'm glad that you told me. I don't know unless you tell me. And she don't have a problem not only telling me, but telling me in great detail. And it's vice versa. I could tell her something and she'd be like, okay, well, I'm glad you told me, baby. Or she'll even call out her own self. She'd be like, look, I know that I could do this and I'm sorry and I'm working on that. And I feel like when you have that type of mentality, nothing but good things can happen. But you just got to talk. You got to be able to communicate that.
Yeah. Because you know what I hate? Or the type of person, and I don't like saying this type of person I hate. Let me say, shit, I don't even know the fucking way to put it. I'll just stick with that. Fine, fuck it.
You know what you mean?
The type of person I hate, literally, is that's just the way I am type of person.
Miss me with that. Miss me.
Because again, it goes back to, if you truly care about this person, you'll change some shit.
Yes.
I'm not, and again, I'm not referring to getting to the point where you lose yourself trying to make somebody else happy. Then that just means you don't need to be in that relationship at all. If you feel like something if your partner communicates to you something you do that makes them feel some kind of way,
right? And
by eliminating the issue, that you lose yourself, then you don't need to be in that relationship. Period. Because the last thing I will do is feel like I'm losing myself just to stay with this person. Right. Now, if it's something like, shit, I hate when you're eating, the fork hits your teeth and you grinding all on your teeth. All right, man, I'll fix it. Right. But if it's something like major where I feel like I'm not me anymore. Right. Because, the people close to you, they're going to be like, you good? Like, what's going on with you? Like, you ain't been acting like yourself lately. Right. Once it gets to something like that, that's when I have to question if I even need to be in this relationship anymore. Exactly. But if it's something that I know I have some serious control over, to where I'm not changing myself, right, just changing my habits, changing my ways to better myself, and I love you enough to do that, then yes, I'll do it. But if you have to question if you're going to lose yourself or not, right, in changing what your partner doesn't like about you, then you got to question whether you need to actually be in that relationship or not. I have to 100% agree. And the reason being is because there's two different types of changing that you'll feel. Because when you enter into a relationship, you do change. You boundaries start getting set. You don't do certain things that you used to, or you even do some of the things you used to even better. You evolve. As people, we are made to evolve. You either evolve or die. Point blank, period. There's no in between. In an ever expanding universe, those who stand still are moving backwards. You evolve into something greater than, for the most part. When it's something serious, when you connected at the hip like that, and like you say, you change for the better. You change your eating habits, your certain lifestyle skills. Stop drinking, whatever. You start to change to the point where it feels okay. If it's natural and you feel it and you like it, cool. People may say, hey,
you change. You're not doing the things that you do. When you feel it that it's going for the better, you be like, yo, well, that's my girl. Oh, well, you changed because of, well, yeah, she's looking out for me. I want to grow. That's cool, so on and so forth. But when they ask you, are you good? And even you in the back of your mind have that question of, am I losing myself for this change? That's when you need to be worried. You're absolutely right. When you said, when you feel as if deep down in your core that you're changing your core self, that's not a relationship worth being in. It's just not. Because this person should have fell in love with your core. They should have already seen that. They should have already experienced that. They should have already felt like, I want this part. We could add to it. We can maneuver some things. But him as who he is, a jokester, sarcastic, all of these traits that make you who you are at your core, that's supposed to be already solidified. This is what this person fell in love with. Add to it, evolve, change some things, cool. But when they start shifting and feel like, I want to turn you into a Stefford. I want to turn you into a Carlton. I want to take your core and fucking throw it out the door and add some shit that I want it to be. Like you say, when they ask, are you good? And even you have to ask yourself, as opposed to being definitive, no, I'm good. I'm straight. These are the things that's going on. This is why I'm doing this. I'm evolving with her. But if they ask you, then you're like, but you have that doubt yourself, that relationship ain't for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not by any stretch. Not for you.
For those of y'all that have watched Cobra Kai, that's my shit. Cobra Kai. I promise I'm going somewhere with this that actually pertains.
Take us.
How far have you got?
Still ain't too far, bro. I'll be honest.
Season 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, season 2, I'm gonna try to tell the story without.
No, drop it because I'm gonna watch it anyway.
But Johnny Lawrence, he's got a few students at Cobra Kai now.
Right.
One of his students ends up winning the All Valley.
Okay.
The beginning of second season, they start, goofing around during training, not taking it as serious.
Right.
And when he asked them, what the hell is up with y'all? They're like, oh, we won the tournament. That's a big deal. We're the champs. We're on top. Mm-hmm. My favorite episode was in season 2. He takes them to this, like it's a little parking lot or something.
Okay.
They're mixing up cement.
Mm-hmm.
Then a big ass cement truck pulls up. And he tells them, he's like, in life, you either keep moving, specifically keep moving forward, even if it's just little by little, or you get stuck in place. Like cement, if it's not turning inside that cement truck, it's going to harden because it's not moving. Mm-hmm. He made them get their little asses in that cement truck and get it spinning. Uh-huh. He was like, so y'all either get that cement spinning or y'all are going to harden in there with that cement. They had to work together to get that shit going. And that was his lesson for them because they were like, well, shit, we won the tournament. We good. They won one.
Right.
One tournament. That's it. But it's adapt, evolve, or die.
That's it.
If you're not moving, you're standing still. You're not growing anything. And I thought that was just a great lesson. It was my favorite episode. Right. That whole shit. And sure enough, they all worked together. They got in there. They got that damn thing spinning with cement. Right. Dirty as fuck, got cement all over them and shit. But they got it moving. Right. And I loved that lesson because you're either moving, pushing forward, trying to grow and be better as a person, or you're just stuck. Bro,
that is a great analogy because that fits perfectly with relationships. Mm-hmm. Okay, you survived a year. That is an accomplishment. But are you going to get complacent? Are you going to stay stagnant where you're at in that relationship?
What now?
What exactly. Now? What? Where do we go? If you're not having those discussions, those questions, you are going to be bumping into the same fucking walls, and eventually you're going to get in a standstill, and you're going to get, like you say, you're going to harden. Well, it's okay. I like where we're going now, and this is cool. And you're not trying to evolve. You're not trying to do more than what got you to this point. I think you mentioned it before in a previous episode. Complacency will kill a relationship quick. Mm-hmm. It will kill it dead. Complacency is standing still. Yeah. It is standing rock still. So, no, fam, I like that. Yeah. I like that.
So it's up to you as a person to evaluate it. You have to evaluate it. your significant other has to evaluate themselves, and you two together have to evaluate yourselves as a couple in a relationship.
Right.
Because again, like you said, you go out, yo, you good? Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure it shouldn't even be a question. But if you got that little bit in the back end, because it's like, again, if your significant other is maybe trying to change something, maybe like your eating habits or something like that, that's one thing.
Right.
I get behind it. All right, cool. She's looking out for me, want me to live a long, healthy life. I
Yep.
get that. But if it's something along the lines of, and I already know this ain't the case, but hypothetically, let's say all this time you and Angel Face be together.
Right.
She's like, you know what? I don't like how much time you spend with Paul. I don't want you to talk to him no more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like who you are because of him.
Right.
I don't want you to talk to him no more. How are you responding to that?
I'm like, me and P Mac, that's my brother. All right. And the thing is that you fell in love with me while I was with him. That has not changed. Not one bit. Because I'm the same person I was with him, and I'm the same person I am right now. So if anything, you're going to be subtracting from me. That makes me think that you want to isolate me to where you can try and mold me in a certain type of way. No, if I got the same group of friends that I had, my ace boo and coons. Now I understand if, say for instance, a new nigga that I very seldom talk to or chop it up with, and I run some stuff by, she be like, I ain't feeling that. You know, something ain't right with him. Cool, I'll be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't really kicked it with this dude. It's been a while. Some things is up. I'll file that. Maybe I should leave this cat alone. But if it's my ace boom cool, my brother, and you bring that up, hold on, no, that ain't finna shake. And be able to pump the brakes on that immediately, and then we can go from there. Then I'm gonna start questioning. Okay, where did this come from? You know, I kicked it with Paul to begin with. You saw how close we were, even before me and you start talking. Even when we start talking, even when we made it to this point. So where did you get this from? Where did that thought process come from? Help me understand. So no, nope.
Because it's all about evaluating. Again, like you said, if I was to stop talking to him, you would then be getting less of me.
Yes.
You would be losing yourself or a part of yourself.
Yep.
That's the kind of things you have to evaluate if your significant other is bringing something to your attention that affects them. That's the kind of thing you got to evaluate. On one side is she's trying to change my eating habits. Cool. Mm-hmm. She's trying to, I don't want you talking to your brother or your mama or your family or this no more.
Right.
Oh, fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Can't do it. Not going to do it. I mean, it's just, now I get, because, how can I put it? Because as we always say, we're cut from a different cloth. We don't just hang around anybody. We just don't shoot the shit with anybody. Now, if your friend legit ain't about shit, you know what I'm saying? He locked up all the time. You need to bail him out. You know what I'm saying? He finna get into some dust and he call you up. Hey, bring the heat. You know, whatever. You constantly out there jeopardizing the shit that you got going on, your finances that y'all built up. The time to go, hey, come on, Cuddy, let's go bust these blocks. Let's go drink. Let's go do this. He wants you to do the same shit that you used to do back in your past, or that is going to jeopardize your time with her. That's different because she's seeing it from the outside looking in. This person doesn't have your best interest at heart. I would be doing you a disservice as your significant other if I didn't tell you. But if yo ace boom coon is chill, laid back, y'all trying to make a come up together. Y'all got vested time with each other, good friendship, honesty. Like I say, brothers. Ain't harm nobody. Respect you guys' relationship. Then all of a sudden she's like, I don't like how y'all hang out. It's some Yes, you need to check that shit. And ladies, the same thing go for you. If your homegirl has been rocking with you, cool, she about her business, and he be like, I don't want you to fuck with her. You need to check what this controlling nigga's got going on. But if y'all finna have girls' night, you know, they want homegirl, hey, let's go get turned up at the strip club. And he like, look, I ain't feeling that shit. I ain't feeling her. I understand y'all need y'all girl time, but when it comes down to thinking that you finna disrespect me in that regard, ladies, you need to listen to that.
Yeah. Because it would be extremely different if I was saying, hey, man, let's go hit a cruise. And let's go Thundercat, get on them hoes like we used to. We can't do that.
Can't do it.
In this situation.
Can't do it.
You can't.
Right.
It could be a situation where I'll be like, shit, let's go hit a cruise. I mean, you know what I'm going to be doing.
No doubt.
You know, you do your thing, but you know what I'm going to be. That's one thing.
Exactly.
But if I'll be like, man, let's go Thundercat, let's go get on these hoes. She ain't got no nothing. You know?
Exactly.
You know, shit. That's different.
Exactly. Whole different ball game. whole different avenue, whole different instructions. So you're right. It's two different things. But if they are trying to influence your behavior to go to the dark side, and your significant other peeps that, you can't get mad at them for pulling your coattail, because they are just trying. They see the direction you're headed. It's not looking good, and they just don't want you to fall down that rabbit hole, so to speak. So, no, you're right. I absolutely agree.
Brutal honesty.
Yes.
Even if they don't want to, because a lot of people, when they're so close with somebody, they can only see the good in that person.
Right.
And so maybe it's something, maybe they don't want to see it,
Mm-hmm.
but because you're on the outside looking in, you pick like, look, she been acting a little funny, lately.
Right.
So just watch her. I know y'all about to go out, have girls' night, all that, but she been acting a little weird. So
For real.
just be aware of some shit that she got going on. So boom.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, they shrug it off, but it might be, shit, now I see what he talking about. Okay, I'm peep that shit now.
No doubt. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I have to agree.
Brutal honesty. Like I said, they may not like it in the beginning.
No.
But brutal honesty. They will respect you for it at some point.
In the long run, it will be more appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have some cards here.
Yes, sir. Let's get to it.
Now, I'm gonna save most of them for the next time. At least one. I'm at least ask this one. All right.
And before we inform our listeners of the cards.
All right.
that
Basically,
that you got here.
Basically, I got a set of cards that I sometimes use at work, and these so-called cards are actually called so. That's what they're so. ... And it's a collection of questions for deeper conversation. Conversation starters. And they had quite a few of them that was pretty interesting. But
some of y'all don't know nothing about this because y'all can't have an intellectual conversation for shit.
Not to save their life.
If it ain't about TikTok or Clubhouse or reality TV, y'all can't have conversations for shit.
At all. So, to be honest, if you can't hold conversation, these may be good for you. They may be good. There's a select bundle out there. If you need help, let me know and I got you. But speaking of breakups, all right, speaking of calling it quits, I think these two will come in very handy for that. Because even in the best of relationships, sometimes breakups aren't always smooth. They're not always perfect. So one of the questions that came up that I found interesting was, what part of yourself did you lose in your last relationship? What part of yourself did you just be like, you know what, I'm not the same person anymore. I left that there.
Damn, this is a little bit of a that was a really deep ass question. Shit. Because there were a couple of different aspects of me that, like, some shit I lost temporarily.
Right.
And then there's some shit that I left there.
Mm-hmm.
The temporary aspect of it is, in my last relationship, with the way that it ended, I actually lost my confidence a little bit for a while.
Gotcha.
A good while too. I didn't feel like that same guy,
right,
that I was before that relationship, and even in the relationship, I didn't feel the same way because of how it ended.
Right.
The part of me that I left in that relationship, probably the feeling that I wasn't good enough, because something that affected me for a while after it ended was, questioning, well, shit, why wasn't I good enough for her to want to? Because she broke up with me. It wasn't the other way around.
Right.
So that was something that really affected me, in the months after the shit ended.
Right.
And after a while, I just had to leave that shit there. Like, I had to stop questioning. But that also goes hand in hand with the confidence thing as well. Mm-hmm. Because once I got that confidence back, it was like, well, shit, I can't worry about that.
Right.
no more. You know, that's on her. She didn't want to be with me. That's not me. That's on her. That was her decision. Fine. Fuck it. I can't let that affect who I am.
Right.
Because confidence is a huge part of anything. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with your ego.
At all.
Anything like that. It's just a certain confidence that you know you're gonna be good no matter what. Yeah.
Right.
And that was what I had to leave.
No doubt.
Back in that whole situation, because you're one of the very few people that knows pretty much all the details of that shit.
Right.
That shit was rough.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what I had to leave. That was what I had to leave there.
Left it, but came bounce back stronger than ever.
Damn Skippy.
Because in my return, I say I left my being naive, nativity, or however they say it, I forgot. Nativity. Being naive. Because I was, at one point in time, the first things that used to always come to mind was, oh, she wouldn't do that to me. That wouldn't happen. No. So you could say being naive with a slash, a giant head of trust. I had a hard time trusting people after that. That was one of my biggest things. Because my whole thing was, I was naive enough to be like, this person wouldn't hurt me in this manner. This person wouldn't lead me on in this manner. We've been together. We've been rocking for this long. So everything's been hunky-dory since then. If it wasn't, she would have had the conversation with, just like we talked about, she would be honest and say, hey, this ain't working out. But instead, led me by the nose. Being naive. So after that, I was like, no, I can't. Me being that open, that vulnerable, that naive left me, it hardened me. It hardened me to a point where I was like, I'm not going to be in a relationship. What's the fucking point? What is the aspect of it? I do not trust you. That is the reason why I was like, hey, I'll give you a little leeway, and I may even consider being in a relationship. But it's something serious all the way. Nah, that's not going to happen. I'm going to question. I am going to always pick holes into whatever. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Do I want to help? Do I want to be there? Do I want to give you all of myself? Sure, but in the back of my mind, that blind trust, that blind naive, being naive, smoked it dead into the ground. That is the reason why, like with Angel Face now, I'm so protective of what we have, because I put her through the ringer. Like when we first started talking, I kind of was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, no. I was like, my heart was kind of like, hey, you should get us. I was like, nope. Brain was like, think about it. She's amazing. She texts, she calls, she's consistent. Nope, I don't give a fuck. I fought that tooth and nail to prevent that from happening all the way. But eventually that trust came back to the point to where I was like, you know what? If she's willing to stick up and stick with me through all of this bullshit that I just put her through, what could go wrong with me being open and vulnerable with her? But the relationship before her, to where it was a solidified relationship, because I've had plenty of close call relationships where I was almost in one, companionships, but downright relationship, nah. Trust and being naive, that after a moment, that is what did it. I still remember waking up after a breakup, going on for a while. I just woke up and I was like, I woke up angry. I woke up pissed the fuck off. I woke up like, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck this. And then that's it. Fuck this relationship or ex-relationship. I was like, whatever. That is what I needed in order for me to move forward. But I had to leave that shit there. That is what I had to leave at the doorstep. So that's what got it for me.
And you know something we always preach on here since episode 1 has been accountability.
Yes.
One thing I'm proud of myself of being able to hold myself accountable for in my last relationship was, and this is actually also something that I left back then, was ignoring my instincts.
Mm-hmm.
I can hold myself accountable in the fact that in my last relationship, I ignored my instincts.
Right.
After we had been rocking with each other for a while, things started to show that it was almost foreshadowing of why we broke up.
Gotcha.
And I ignored him.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, addressing it, and maybe it should have ended way before it did,
Mm-hmm.
I ignored it because of how I felt about her.
Right.
So in that regard, I had to hold myself accountable for that because I recognized the signs that were there.
Right.
Those red flags that we always talk about.
No doubt.
And I ignored them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I broke down, how we're geared since kids to ignore natural instincts.
Right.
And in that situation, I ignored my instincts.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up paying the price for that.
Right.
In the end. And that's another thing. I will never ignore my instincts again in a situation. And glad I can hold myself accountable for that. I know I sounds like I'm speaking Chinese to some of y'all. Because some of y'all, it's always them, it's them. It's never me.
Right. Exactly. And that says a lot, bro, because when you are able to hold yourself accountable, that all that can bring about is growth. And not only does it bring about growth, it brings about if a similar situation was to pop off, you would be able to say, hold on, this don't feel right. This don't feel right. This don't seem right. Because if you place it solely at the feet of the person, okay, you move on with a different person. That person ain't there. So that means you can't blame them. You cannot put that on them. So now, again, you're not holding yourself accountable, but it's always going to be this person's fault, the next person up. So when you're able to look within, because I was the same way, I had to look in and be like, all right, where the fuck do I saw this? Nope. Again, being naive. I was like, I see this. Go exactly. You put it perfectly. Ignore the instincts. Had a feeling, but in the back of my had people telling me, hey, this, no, that ain't the case. No, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't shake. Had an inkling, but I was like, no, we've been rocking this long. We invested this much.
Stuff in the basement.
That
stuff in the basement. It'll never lie to you.
It's there. And you're just like, nah.
Your heart will lie to you sometimes. Your mind will lie to you sometimes.
Right.
That stuff in the basement. You know.
That's there. Because women have intuition. We got the gut.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be a 6-pack. It may be a 12-pack. It may be a fucking keg. But guess what? It still works when you hit the tap.
Good. I know that.
All right. I'm with you on that. You're 100% right.
Cause it was. Cause I mean, it was definitely rough. Like I said, there were little things that came up that I ignored. Like several conversations we had about her having mixed emotions, not so much about me, but about the relationship. Kind of similar to how you were with Angel Face, as far as getting into something serious.
Yes.
And because of things that affected her previously that she hadn't faced and fully addressed yet,
right?
Those mixed emotions of us being just 100% serious were ultimately what led to us not making it,
right?
And certain things that she brought up, I heard her. I was listening, but I didn't hear her. I'll say that.
Got you.
And so I went away from my instincts instead of maybe taking a step back, not ending it right then, but maybe I should have took a step back and be like, okay, well, maybe we need to reevaluate this and then see where we go from here, if that's anywhere, whether it just needs to be friends or what.
Right.
But again, I was listening, but I didn't hear her. So I didn't go with my instincts, and I just kept full speed ahead. And again, at the end of that, I ended up paying the price for that.
Right.
And I can accept my accountability in that. Again, I'm not saying it's all on me.
Right.
But I can accept my accountability in that to where it won't happen again.
Right.
So,
like I say, pop up again, flashing lights, red flags. Be like, nope. I've already seen how the story ends.
That shit gonna pop up like Richard Pryor and the Wiz. Shit. That burr, 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 burr. The color's red.
Oh shit.
Shit.
Oh man.
Classic movie.
Very much.
Educate yourself.
Very underrated. In my opinion, The Wizard of Oz have nothing on The Wiz.
Oh hell no.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
And that's one of the movies. If you black and you ain't seen that, your black card is under review.
Yes. Turn it in. We need to inspect it. Just make sure it ain't
suspended
expired.
stamp
Yes.
until you get caught up. We need to make that list too of movies that all black people should see, and if you haven't, then your status is under review.
That part.
Because I know a lot of people that haven't seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Man. What else?
Color Purple.
Last Dragon.
Yep.
What else? Some classics.
Boys in the Hood.
Menace to
I don't know
Society.
any black people that haven't seen that, but that's on the list. If you haven't seen it and you black, something got to give.
Love Jones, Poetic Justice. I mean, it's a whole.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's gonna be a long list. We're gonna make that list.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna narrow it down and we're gonna present it for y'all, and y'all can thank us about it later.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say the rest for the next time, P-Mac. I'll say the next one.
That was a good ass question, though. Real good ass question. And with that, before we get out of here, we'd like to pose that same question to all of you.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
What is something that you left in your last relationship?
It is worth talking about. It's worth considering, especially if you haven't, thought about it on your own. Especially, how has that impacted your current relationships, whether it's positive or negative? Because each and every time, like even when we sleep with each other, we leave a piece of our energy with that person. So it's only natural that when you separate from or end a relationship, you're going to leave something behind. Mm-hmm. So think about it. I'm going to post it in the group, see what they say, but give that some thought. What part of yourself did you leave behind in your previous relationship? And we go from there.
Most definitely. Trying to think.
What you got, P-Man?
I'm just thinking. Do we want to talk about the Tiki Torch Whites at the Capitol?
Oh man, them motherfuckers, they're a boy.
And I'm sorry for all of you, you fuck nuts out there,
man.
That actually think that they literally just stormed the Capitol, and it just happened. Stop it.
Cut it out.
Somebody gave them the key. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, look, it was an inside job. They had some people in there that knew where everything was at, how to get in. They even showed one senator or congressman, like he's leaving the chamber, wherever he's at. He sees insurrectionists, terrorists, domestic terrorists, that's what they're called, at this glass door. He see them there. Mm-hmm. He walks through the door. Now, if you see somebody over there that's trying to get in like that, they're not supposed to be there. Typically, you'd be like, nope, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go let somebody know, security know, there's some people here. Nope. He walks through the door. And not only does he walk through the door, he pushes it wide enough to where they could get in or they could hold it. One dude holds it and waves his friends to come in. Come on, man. How can I put it? Black people, we can see, we know game. We know enough game to where some shit ain't adding right. Or our motherfucking spidey senses is like, nah, champ, that ain't sitting right. So, no, it had to be an inside job. Mm-hmm. Not buying it at all.
And allow the part of me that is a dick to speak. The chick, whatever her face is, whatever her name was, something Babbitt, that got killed.
Okay, got you.
Y'all ain't about to sit there and turn this chick into a martyr.
No.
Stop it. Mm-mm. It's not going to happen. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. I have zero sympathy for what happened to her.
She was thrown off.
If that makes me a dick, I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
I have zero sympathy for what happened to her. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That part.
That was on you. You decided, didn't live there. If I remember right, I think she lived in California.
Sounds about
right.
She
mistaken.
Flew her ass from A to B to be a part of that.
So,
yeah,
zero sympathy whatsoever. You're not about to make her a martyr. She's an idiot, just like everybody else that was up in there.
Because guess what? If she would have been black, they would have gave her mug shot, her pass, everything would have been brought up. She stole some now laters when she was 3. Mm-hmm. All of this. No, this. They did that specifically. She did that because of white privilege. Felt like nothing was going to happen to her. She was okay. They're not going to shoot her. They're not going to harm her. And she got.
And this is the country we live in. This is the country we live in.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that don't know what I mean, I'm going to leave you with this statement. The difference between patriotism and domestic terrorism is whether you're black or white.
Just like that.
Plain and simple.
Just like that.
Plain and fucking simple. And I'm going to leave you with that. Last thing I got, I watched it yesterday. American Skin.
Oh, it's out?
Watched it yesterday.
I need to know these things. What was your thoughts on it?
Powerful.
Really?
Powerful. Until the ending.
No, damn it. No, man.
Until the ending.
Come on.
Now, the ending was not enough to make me not recommend that you watch it.
Okay.
Because it needs to be watched.
All right.
There is a part in this movie where they are all having just an open, honest conversation.
Right.
Which is what needs to happen.
Right.
So I 100% recommend this movie. It is extremely powerful.
Okay.
The ending.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, let me ask you this. With the ending being that it is, what would you give the movie?
With the ending being what it is, I give it a B+.
That's what's up.
If
Okay.
the ending was not the way it was and it was stronger,
Okay.
it would have easily been an A+.
No shit.
Easily.
I'm watching that. I'm fucking watching it.
Easily. Because essentially how it breaks down, the premise of it is a year after his son got killed, there's a young filmmaker that's making a documentary about, and he's interviewing him and his family and, just seeing how they're adjusting with all of it and all that. And so
okay, so
that's the premise.
Because that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because even in the trailer he says, no matter what, keep filming. Yep. Bet. I'm watch that shit. I did not know it dropped. Yeah. I'm gonna watch that shit. Yeah. We suggest y'all watch it too.
Most
even though I ain't seen it yet. But that's dope. Okay.
Let me know what you think.
I will. I'm gonna try and get on that shit tonight. Tomorrow for sure.
I rented it on Amazon Prime. It's only like $6 to rent it on Prime.
Bet. That's all I need in my life. Yes. $6.99. Can't beat that. Can't beat it. Bet.
And I might watch it tonight. If not tonight, I'll get to it tomorrow. But One Night in Miami, I gotta watch that too.
Yes, I need to check that out. And that's absolutely free. So I'm going, and plus Regina King directed it too. And the cast that they got, on that.
Gotta watch. Plus, Sam Cooke's my guy.
Oh yeah, that's your dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Got Muhammad Ali. They got the right people for the roles.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And you know what? Let me go ahead and hit this. Can we just get some appreciation for one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood that's in this movie? Okay. Haven't watched it yet, but I know he's gonna be phenomenal. Aldous Hodge.
Yes.
Please, let's get some. Give him his flowers. Now, please.
That is that dude. He could play any role. Funny,
any fucking role.
Serious action. He's gonna be in the next DC movie with The Rock, Black Adam. I'm looking forward to that. Yep. But the man is just uber talented and uber smart. He makes watches and shit. So, man, like you say, get a man his flowers. Now, if you haven't seen him, he was also in The Invisible Man. I think he had a little role in that too. So, get a man his flowers, like you say.
Yeah. And I know back when several years ago when they were thinking about making a Friday Night Lights movie that was going to be a sequel to the show, right? And it was going to have the cast in there. Mm-hmm. I was itching to see where old Ray Voodoo Tatum was at. Man. I would assume by that time he'd been in the pros, right? But I would just be curious to see would they have mentioned him or anything like that. But yeah, old Ray Voodoo Tatum, Friday Night Lights season 1, he killed that shit.
He was bad, man. Mm-hmm. That show produced some superstars.
Oh yeah.
So
hell yeah.
I'll decide. Yes, give that man his props.
Yeah, buddy. That's about all I got though.
Likewise, man. Likewise. Man, this was an amazing show.
Yes, sir.
Come together. Sir. Very much so.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. As always, it is your boy, Bad Guy P-Mac.
Hey, it's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
Episode 63. That's in the books. It's going to be a hell of a year.
Yes.
It's going to be a hell of a year. We getting to know this bad bitch. She's starting to get a little rocky.
She is.
She's looking a lot like that same bitch from last year.
Look at her.
So we gonna see. But we're going to keep an open mind and give her a chance.
Right. The first date has been a little, little touch and go, but good enough to where we can still see her moving forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you on that.
So we shall see.
Beautiful.
We shall see.
Bitch, 221.
We gonna hit it.
2021.
We'll let this fire ride
Let it
out.
ride out.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.